Hey guys! Today's video is going to be the start of a new series I'm going to be doing, Anime Audit. Basically, I'm just going through people's anime takes and I'm going to be ranking their opinions on a 1 to 100 score, like tier lists and top 10s, but in the future I might be looking through people's My Anime list or whatever rating website they use. Drop your anime takes in the comments, they might be in a future video. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to be looking into in today's video is Game Rant's top 16 best anime series of all time. The first thing I wanted to point out about this list is that Vinland Saga is at number 14. Vinland Saga is one of, if not the best anime series of all time. It's easily in my top 3, no question. Having it all the way down at number 14 is pretty crazy to me. They're going to have some super heavy hitters on the list after this if they're going to justify it being all the way at number 14. Steins Gate at 13, I think these should definitely both at least be in the top 5. I'm fine with people putting Steins Gate over Vinland Saga, but if you're doing that, it has to be in like a top 3 or a top 5 scenario. Having both of these incredible shows all the way down at 13 and 14 is super crazy to me. Their number 12 spot is Attack on Titan. I love Attack on Titan, and I do agree that it is one of the best anime of all time, but it is nowhere near as good as Steins Gate or Vinland Saga. All three of these shows being outside of the top 10 is pretty insane. Number 11 is Slam Dunk. Don't get me wrong, I really did enjoy Slam Dunk, but I do not think it is anywhere near being as good as Attack on Titan or Vinland Saga. I think a lot of nostalgia plays into people putting this so high, but I wouldn't even put it on the same level as Vinland Saga or Attack on Titan. Demon Slayer at number 10, above Vinland Saga and Attack on Titan and Steins Gate. This Demon Slayer's not even on the same level as Slam Dunk. Come on, people. The best thing about Demon Slayer is the animation. Other than that, it really does not have anything going for it. 3 out of the 5 seasons are not very good. The last 2 seasons that have come out have been super slow and frankly boring. The main appeal of Demon Slayer is that it's just a ton of action and super quick paced, but then you get to the Swordsmith Village arc and the Hashira training arc, it slows down to a snail's pace. Those 2 arcs are not good. Not even acknowledging my irritation with the overall story of Demon Slayer, I think you legitimately have to be an insane person to put Demon Slayer anywhere even near the same level as things like Vinland Saga, Steins Gate, and Attack on Titan. Moving on, number 9 is Death Note. Death Note is really good. I would have even been irritated with Death Note being over Vinland Saga and Steins Gate, but after putting Demon Slayer at number 10, this list is just ruined to me. But the second half of Death Note is super underwhelming, especially after how good the first part of it was. But yeah, after Demon Slayer, this really is not even like significant. At number 8, they put Naruto Shippuden. Naruto is very good, but it also suffers from the same downsides as some other long-form anime. It has a ton of downtime and a ton of filler, and I'm not necessarily opposed to filler in anime. Some filler arcs can be decent, but most of the time it just ends up being really boring and uninteresting. After Demon Slayer, this is like nothing. This person's age is higher than their IQ, and based on the things they've put on this list, I would guess their age to be 3 to 7, or at least that's their reading level. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at number 7 is really respectable in my opinion. I think JoJo's is super underrated. A lot of people don't like part 1 and 2, but I actually enjoyed part 1 and 2. I have a hot take on JoJo's, and that's that the worst part is part 3. It just drags for so long in the middle. But yeah, I think JoJo's at number 7 is respectable. I'm just gonna ignore that it's ahead of Vinland Saga and Steins Gate. Pokemon at number 6 is such a nothing burger. This is a nostalgia pick, but at the end of the day, this was a fun show, and I enjoyed it when I was a kid, too. Moving on to their number 5 is Cowboy Bebop. I'm not against people ranking Cowboy Bebop highly. I did enjoy Cowboy Bebop. I do think it is overrated, though, and I think it's also for the nostalgia factor that it brings, which is perfectly understandable. It is a very vibes-based show, and the ending is really, really good. Ranking it at number 5 is overrating it a little bit, but I can accept the nostalgia factor. FMAB being at number 4 is okay, I guess. Just ignoring everything else on this list, I think it being at number 4 is a good spot. I personally wouldn't put it at number 4, but it would be a shoo-in for my top 10. I think this is a completely acceptable pick. Number 3 being Neon Genesis Evangelion is kind of an unk pick. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I do really like the vibe of the show overall. I wouldn't personally put Neon Genesis Evangelion at number 3, but I can respect the decision, ignoring everything else on the list. One Piece being at number 2 is okay. One Piece is an incredible story and it really does hold a special place in my heart. I know everybody talks about how the pacing makes the show worse, but it does really eat at you after a while, and eventually you don't really have enough time in your schedule to justify watching 1,000 episodes, especially when you're getting like 100 episodes worth of content out of it. I personally wouldn't put it in a top 5, and I especially wouldn't put it at a number 2 spot, but I can respect the decision, ignoring everything else on the list. Dragon Ball being at number 1. This person clearly is an enjoyer of mid. It did help get me into anime, especially when I was a little kid. At the end of the day, the show really does not hold up, especially with all the great shows we have nowadays. If I had to give this list a score from 1 to 100, I do want to be really harsh with it because that Demon Slayer thing really pissed me off. But at the end of the day, they did have a few bangers on here. They did put them lower down on the list, but at least they were on there. And if you rearranged all of these shows, you could get an okay top 10. I genuinely think it would be a better list if you took it and you flipped it upside down and put everything they put at the bottom at the very top. I think it would be a better list. And for that reason, I'm going to be giving it a third. It's getting points for Steins Gate, Fullmetal Alchemist, and Vinland Saga being on the list, but it gets a lot of points taken away for how low they were. The next one's a top 30 list from BuzzFeed, specifically from Joshua Carell. It's just the list that comes up whenever you Google top 10 anime, so I thought I'd check it out and give it a rating. Number 30 being Solo Leveling is pretty inoffensive and actually a pretty good pick. I don't know if I'd put Solo Leveling on my personal top 30 list, but if I did, it would be around here. Number 29 is Hell's Paradise. I think this is another very respectable decision. I really do love Hell's Paradise, but for where it is in the anime, it hasn't gotten to the parts that I think make it super great. So overall, just given the amount of the anime that's out so far, I think Hell's Paradise being at number 29 is pretty respectable. Number 28 is Mashal, and I'm a little iffy on this one because I do believe that Mashal is a little bit worse. If I was making a top 30, I don't think I would put Mashal anywhere on the list. And I don't think Mashal is as good as Solo Leveling or Hell's Paradise Season 1. Overall, I don't think this is too bad of a take. This doesn't bring the points down too much because Mashal is not a bad show by any means. Number 27 is Fire Force. I think this is actually a pretty good take. I do like Fire Force as a whole more than I like Solo Leveling and Hell's Paradise Season 1. This list was way better than the last one so far, and hopefully it stays this good the whole time. I'm just hoping. Number 26 is Spy Family. I don't really agree with this take. I don't think this is too bad of a take either. I personally wouldn't put Spy Family at number 26, but overall, I do think Spy Family is a good show, and I can respect this placement. Number 25 is the Berserk anime. I did really like the 90s Berserk anime, but I do think it wasn't as good as the manga. And a lot of people liked the Berserk anime a lot more than I did. And I think putting it at 25 is a little too low. But overall, I don't think this is too egregious. Number 24, Akamega Kill. This is the biggest surprise so far for me on the list, but overall, I really do not disagree with it being at number 24. And if I think back to when I watched it, I think I did enjoy Akamega Kill more than I enjoyed the other ones lower on the list than this. Akamega Kill is a really enjoyable show that I think is overhated, so I think number 24 is a really good placement for it. Number 23 is Summertime Rendering, and the quality of the shows in this list is ramping up super quickly, and I'm a little concerned because if the things before and this part were leading up to like the top 10, I think it would be completely respectable. I think there probably are 22 shows that are better than Summertime Rendering, but it being all the way down at 23 is a little bit concerning to me. Number 22 is Cyberpunk. This is a really good spot if you compare it to everything behind it, but I don't know if there's 21 shows better than Edgerunners. Number 21 is Chainsaw Man. I think it would be really hard for me to list 20 shows that I like better than Chainsaw Man and Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And overall, I think this has a high likelihood of going super downhill super quick. 20 is Death Note. I think this is a really good pick, especially ignoring the second half. Death Note is really great, and this is a good spot for it. Number 19 is Rurouni Kenshin. I have heard quite a few good things about Rurouni Kenshin, but there are a few facts about Rurouni Kenshin that do make me hesitant to watch it. But overall, I'm not going to comment on this placement because I personally haven't seen the show. Number 18 is Dragon Ball Z. Personally, I think this is a crazy pick, but I can respect the nostalgia and the fact that this was a lot of people's childhood. But overall, given how good the rest of this list is, I think I can excuse Dragon Ball Z being this high. Number 17 is Hajime no Ippo. Now, I think this is a pretty good pick, but overall, I can't talk on it too much because I haven't seen all of Hajime no Ippo, but the parts that I have seen were really good. Number 16 is Hunter x Hunter. I think Hunter x Hunter not being in a top 5 conversation is pretty crazy. Hunter x Hunter is one of the best anime of all time, it being all the way down at number 16. I don't think there are 15 anime better than Hunter x Hunter. What? What are you talking about? Tokyo Revengers was ass, bro. Better than Hunter x Hunter? Are we serious? This is a terrible opinion. If Tokyo Revengers was number 30, I would say it was too high. I've heard the manga's good, so this is just Number 14 is One Piece. I think this being over Hunter x Hunter is a little crazy, but I think this is a decent spot for it. Number 13 is Trigun. I don't think Trigun is that good, but it was a pretty fun show, and I get with the nostalgia of it, putting it in number 13. Next is Blue-Eyed Samurai. Actually, Blue-Eyed Samurai isn't technically an anime. Nah, Blue-Eyed Samurai was really good, and I think 12 is a pretty good spot for it. I'm just gonna have to ignore Tokyo Revengers. Yu Yu Hakusho at number 11 is a pretty good pick. I can respect that. Number 10 is The Rising of the Shield Hero. I think this is a little crazy, especially it being over Hunter x Hunter. I thought The Rising of the Shield Hero was good. I didn't think it was anywhere near this good. If I was going to make a top 10, it wouldn't be in the conversation for me. But after Tokyo Revengers, I think this is a decent pick, I guess. Number 9 is Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo being at number 9 would be a pretty good spot, considering that this is after like Cyberpunk, Chainsaw Man, and Hunter x Hunter. I don't think this is anywhere near as good as those shows. But overall, this is a decent pick if you ignore all the other things on the list. Number 8 is My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia being this high is absolutely insane. I did really enjoy My Hero Academia. Actually, I think it being at 8 is not that crazy. Considering that this is above Hunter x Hunter, Chainsaw Man, and Edgerunners, this is unbelievable. Number 7 is JJK. It's not as good as some of the other stuff on the list before it, but I can understand putting JJK over everything before it except for Hunter x Hunter. I think Hunter x Hunter is on a completely different level than JJK, but I do think JJK being this high is pretty respectable. Number 6 is Cowboy Bebop. I've already given my opinion on it. I think it's overrated, but I understand putting it this high because of nostalgia. Ignoring everything else on the list, I think this is a decent placement. Number 5 is Vinland Saga. It's way too low. It should be number 2 or number 1. For me, putting anything above Vinland Saga, it's gonna have to be a massive banger. The character writing and the atmosphere that Vinland Saga creates is unmatched. If I were making a list, I would only put one anime above Vinland Saga, but I doubt that anime is going to be on this list. So overall, I think putting Vinland Saga at number 5, at least it's high up there, but I think it should be higher. Number 4 is Naruto Shippuden. I think this is a decently respectable pick. I personally definitely wouldn't put Naruto Shippuden this high, but the fact that it's above Vinland Saga and Hunter x Hunter is pretty crazy, but you know, people love Naruto. Oh, dude, are you serious? Number 3 is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Why? I don't understand it. Out of the 3 main characters, there's one good one. And one of the other ones is terrible. One of the worst characters in any show ever. Ugh. Let's move on. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood at number 2. That's fine. Attack on Titan at 1. That's an okay pick, I guess. I can respect that. Overall, I'm going to give this list, I think, a 64. It was very promising in the beginning, and I think the fact that it had so many good shows and that the first half of it was a really good list, the last half, it really sucked me dry. That's it, I'm done. Those are the only two we're going to do today, but if you like this kind of video, drop a like on it, put your My Anime list or your hot anime takes in the comments, and I might look through them and pick out a few that I like. In the future, I think it would be fun to look at maybe specific people's My Anime list or some of the hot takes you might have. I'll give them a rating. You could also just drop your top 10 anime in the comments. Another thing I wanted to add to the end of this video is I started a subreddit r/AniTuber. This one, if you're an anime content creator and you want to post your video and have it be seen by somebody, I want this to be a community for small anime content creators and a place where you can find people to collab with who make similar videos to you at a similar size, and just overall a place where we can make videos that we like and have them be seen by somebody. So if that sounds good to you, go over to the subreddit. If you have an idea for an anime video that you've always wanted to make, I want this to be a place where you can make that video and you can post it. Just know somebody's going to see it. Or if you're looking for more types of anime content to watch, head on over to the subreddit. No guarantees there's going to be anybody on it. It was just created the other day, and if you look at my channel, I get no views. So if there's anybody watching this video and that sounds like something you're interested in, go over, check it out. But yeah, that's about it. Fuck Demon Slayer. See ya.